It's amazing how his brother's the main villain in this movie, yet Thor's the most uninteresting character. Like, he outlives us by 15 lifetimes, has a hero game shark that can take care of all his problems, can make the sky kill you.
It's terribly well balanced.
Vision knows. Like, how can we feel for someone who's not just godlike, but a god? Run the bitch over. The first Thor had a simple premise with potential. He misuses his power against the Blue Man Group. He's unworthy. Gets punished by having that power taken away. Okay. He can get tranquilized, hit by a car again. He's just like us.
I'm just a man
that gets to be in a cozy hospital, gets to eat a bottomless breakfast, go drinking with the boys, fall in love, see his best friends. This is a bad thing? I get the idea of Thor experiencing the good side of living life. There's a yin and a yang there, and as we've seen recently, mostly yang. You need that to fully appreciate what it means to be just a man and a defender of those who persevere despite how shitty life can be. Outside of a slap on the neck, Thor never really feels that vulnerable, yet is deemed worthy again to fight Big Metal Man just because he's suddenly willing to die for someone he just met. That does sound like Steve, but it wasn't just for Peggy. Plus, he lived an entire life of getting the shit knocked out of him, yet he kept getting back up. One of the unequivocal human traits that made him Cap. Tony was basically human Thor, but was actually put in a scenario that made him rely on nothing but his own intellect to survive it. He lost the man that saved his life, and his change from that experience in the cave is way more believable. Bruce's hero is more of a curse than a strength at that point. Hell, Clint and Natasha don't even have a prior movie together, and I feel them more than I do Thor because he still feels more like a weapon than just a man. I mean, it's pointed out, he's the reason they're using the Tesseract to build modded nukes.
You think yourself above them. You people are so petty and tiny.
Like,
at least make it a challenge for me.
Darkworld tries to give Thor grief with the death of Frigga, but outside of being a badass for a minute, she was barely a character, and this whole funeral just feels weightless. It's not like May in No Way Home, where at least there are those mom moments in Homecoming to look back on. Here, there's basically nothing. I sort of understand why it fucks up Loki, since she probably taught him his powers. I don't read comics, and that's the only good thing that Darkworld does for Thor. We actually get to see him and Loki be brothers.
Oh dear. Is she dead?
Shut up, Loki.
This is good, says the only child, but honestly, Loki's death actually makes me feel a little bit for Thor. For like a half hour, until the weight of that's completely undone at the end, but we got something. Finally.
At long last.
Only this movie? Yeah, he has a vision of an important MCU plot point and makes Vision an equally important MCU character. He kills robots, but...
How much longer do you think we'll be here?
I love how Ragnarok opens. Whooping some fucking ass to Led Zeppelin, being godlike as always. Even when he seems like he's in danger. Here comes that game shark to kill everybody, get the gray skull, and get him out. And get him out.
I'm out. Come on.
Okay, well, Mjolnir's obviously gonna speed him out of there.
Holy shit, the dragon's as fast as his hammer. Get out of there, Thor. Get out of there.
I think you see why I appreciate how this movie starts the way it does. Scourge not bringing him back until the last second, Strange fucking around with him and Loki. After being the same old Thor in the beginning, he gradually starts to not be in control. And now Dad passes away, allowing the goddess of death, Big Sis, to come back. But honestly, after he killed Big Skullboy Fireman so easily in the opening scene, how bad could she be? It's not taken away for a minute for bad behavior. It's not slapped aside for a second by Big Guy. It's gone forever. She's going to kill him, and his only escape plan is to throw himself into the asshole of the universe like a piece of garbage without the thing that made him Thor. Gets the shit kicked out of him by Goombas. Valkyrie comes in to save him, only to recapture and sell him into Willy Wonka-ass night terror. Thunder is nerfed into a party trick. Guy gets melted to death right in front of him. And to top it off, He's thrown into a never-ending circular prison of constantly fighting just to survive until his eventual death.
Oh, no. Doug's dead.
That's Yang.
This doesn't make any sense.
And I love every second of it. As a part of the Avengers, Thor never really had to rely on the others since he had Mjolnir to do all the work. I love seeing him have to lean on someone he's fought in the past, and in this movie, be a therapist for the other guy, convince an Asgardian defector to help him, and manage Loki. I mean, if you're gonna steal from the best. He has to be the leader that puts together the team rather than being the distant, overpowered part of one. And that allows for some growth, some change. Being a little sneaky like his brother, the snake story, the entire sequence from we should talk to get help, relying on his own strength, jumping from ship to ship to allow safe passage through the anus and back to Asgard. Where he learns that bringing peace to the universe, it's a little different from the preschool version. He has to literally confront the legacy of the throne he was so excited to get back then in a battle he'll probably lose but decides to fight anyway. Hello. And like most of the movie, he gets fucked up trying to be something he's not. It's this vulnerability and willingness to accept it that allows Thor to finally find himself. Someone not defined by a weapon, but by him, the god of... And as himself, he can do things differently, not as a ruler of a place, but a protector of people. Even Loki has to admire that.
I feel like everything's gonna work out fine.
If the prior film was physically tough, Infinity War is dang mental. Everyone loses someone, but nobody else takes more on than Thor. And the movie knows this by starting with his first day as Asgard's protector. It was Loki's fault, total dick move. He knows who he's dealing with. I have no sympathy. But even so, Thor feels he should have been able to stop Thanos, save Heimdall, save his brother, save half his people. Doesn't matter that Purple Man just ended Green Boy's will to be in less than a minute. As a protector of people, he didn't do it.
We don't trade lives, Vision.
Yeah, but he took that so personally that... You remember how in prior Thor movies we heard how Mjolnir was created? Like,
Forged in the heart.
Part of a dying star.
right? Yeah, he actually goes there, activates the dead star with his bare legs, takes on the full power of 1,000 suns, nearly dies, just to have a fighting chance in a battle he probably won't win. Stormbreaker doesn't make man. Man maketh. And after his nightmare first day, after pledging you're going to die for that, he gets to swoop in, save the day, and remind Thanos he'd die for that.
Is he asleep?
No. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
He has to live 15 more lifetimes. Has a hero game shark that just reminds him of his bad aim. And can make cool threats on Fortnite. He is literally a god, but could not be acting more tiny in the face of ultimate failure. And I don't like this anymore. I'm just so sad. Thor self-sabotage after being so close to killing Thanos. You know, after 5 years, considering half the universe wouldn't have been K2'd if he aimed a little higher, doesn't look awful.
You gotta move on.
Even you don't believe that. Like, even when he has the chance to run toward his problem and undo his mistake, he first prefers to run away from it, because what if he fucks it up even worse? What if he loses the rest of his people?
What you doing?
I know, I'm starting to feel for Thor Dark World. I'm scared. Every single life-threatening inconvenience, crush, shock, terror, and failure from Ragnarok to Endgame served as a reminder to Thor that even though he can game shark it up, he can also be
Just like everyone else.
And we can hear that all the time from others, but it hits differently with certain people. And Frigga is the perfect person to remind him of his journey because she can't be saved, but everyone else can. Enjoying success, taking a few hits, finding yourself, experiencing 15 lifetimes of failures, questioning everything, learning to forgive yourself, moving on from what you can't change, giving yourself a jolt to dig yourself out of the shit to what you can change. That's the circle of life.
I'm still worthy.
You know, I don't think he ever truly was. Until now. You get it? Since the next film in the series is called Thunderlover, hug your mom.